Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Welcome to my review and recap for season 2 of Agent Carter. This is episodes 1 and 2. They are entitled "The Lady in the Lake" and "A View in the Dark." So we got this new season of Agent Carter. I really enjoyed the first season, and I said on my review of the final, like the whole season review that I did last season, that I really hope that we get a season 2 because I think this show's great. I personally love it, and I was thrilled, absolutely thrilled to find out that we were getting a season 2. I love Haley Atwell. I think she's fantastic, and I was just excited. I was like, I can't wait for Agent Carter. So here we are. We got a 2 hour, basically 2 episodes, 2 hour event, and I really enjoyed them. And I have to say, I'm liking the West Coast feel better than the New York. I really am. I mean, I love the whole New York, what they did last season, how they made the city and the whole atmosphere, the cinematography, everything feel like late 1940s, 1950 New York. I mean, it's just insane. I mean, how they can make that actually feel um, like you're in the time. It's like you've went back in time. It's just insane. Now we've went to the West Coast, and it looks and feels like the West Coast, Los Angeles, late 1940s, 50s. I mean, it's really insane. You have the hair, the makeup, the cars, the vehicles they got. I mean, in great shape too. I'm a car guy myself, and I see these cars. I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. Um, so, and you have everything, the look and the feel. I mean, the sets look great, and the way they act and the way that they sound. I mean, it makes you feel like you're in that time period, and I think it's fantastic. Um, Now it's like the beginning of this episode. I think what was the character's name? I think it was Dottie. I think I could be wrong, but the character I'm blanking on the character. I don't have the name here. But at the beginning, she's got the hat and the everything. She looks like Agent Carter. I knew it wasn't her. I was like, that's not her. And then she goes into the bank, and then it's the whole arrest of her. And then Agent Carter whaps her up the head with the coins and everything. I was like, wow. Um, Getting hit in the head with coins like that would probably kill her. Um, but I'm gonna let that slide. Um, I have to say that I really that whole character, the whole. I think her name is Dottie. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, let me look it up real quick. Yeah, it is Dottie Underwood. Um, I think she's fantastic. Bridget Regan, who plays that character, I think is fantastic as well. There's going to be more with that character. I mean, we see her get taken away by the FBI. I mean, at least we think that's the FBI. And she's just so smart. I mean, you could just see that she's just evil under all that. I mean, she's just the evil character, very evil character. I like her. I like her a lot. Fantastic. Bridget Regan does that very well done. She plays evil characters very well. I think Bridget does. So um, I think she did a great job. You can see that once Peggy left, and and the other agent, what was his name, Jack, Chief Jack, I think it's Thompson, yeah, Jack Thompson. There's so many characters in this show, it's insane, it really is. um, he takes over, and he has no effect on her at all. She literally turns that table over, and the whole, it's like he's trying to be authoritative, like he's trying to be the muscle, but he's just not very good at it. I mean, he's not very good at what he does, really. I mean, he tries to be good, and he has like a lot of people to back him up, but when it comes down to it, I mean, he just doesn't really deliver usually. Um, but and you see there at the end, I mean, the FBI comes in, takes her away. That whole case is still open. I mean, I'm sure we're going to have her more down the line. She's going to be a longer. villain that's going to play on and on and on as the episodes go on. So that's going to be interesting to see her come back. But you hear that the FBI agent, I forget the actor's name that plays, that was the head of that team of the FBI. I don't know that comes in there, but they're having drinks at the bar, and he basically says that the SSR is being disbanded, or the New York branch anyway. So that should be interesting where they go with that. I mean, I have to believe that the West Coast, at least the West Coast side, has got to be one of them to become Shield. So I was kind of confused there. I was like, well, wait a minute, isn't the SSR supposed to become Shield? But so I mean, it looks to me like it's going to be the actual West Coast office that Peggy is on right now. So because we know she becomes part of Shield and that whole situation that goes on. So yeah, I mean, it should be interesting to see how they deal with that, and then also that whole to jump ahead a little bit is that whole team that they had, that those white dudes that were almost like Bond villains that were behind the wall, and they have this table and there's like a council. I forget what the council's name is, but it basically had I think it's either the Calvin Chadwick character, and then there was let me see, and there was some other ones that were there, but there was a whole council thing, and they were basically grilling him about this like dark matter or whatever this is, this the absorbing element that they've got. Um, I have to believe that whole group is like a faction of Hydra or Hydra itself. I mean, they have the pins, the lapel pin, or the little clip-on pins on their suits and whatever, and they're looking at these pins throughout both of these episodes. So I have to believe that um, that's got to be Hydra, and obviously the West Coast, SSR, it becomes Shield. So it's kind of cool seeing these two big factions later on down the line, become these huge enemies, and how the beginning, and seeing the beginning of how they started in these episodes and all that is just, it's fascinating. It really is. It's very cool. So there's there was that. I really liked all that whole scene, this whole Hydra Shield thing starting up. That was great. Of course, I said about Agent Carter herself. Haley Atwell is fantastic. The whole element with her and Jarvis again. I think Jarvis is great. And we got to see Jarvis's wife, Anna. Jarvis. She is also a fantastic character. Totally opposite from what I was thinking. I thought she was going to be some uptight, woman walking around very, uptight. She's not. She's like the total opposite. It was fantastic. I wasn't expecting that at all. And she's very secure with what Jarvis and Agent Carter are doing, and she totally gets everything. She's in on everything. It's fantastic. She's great. I really hope we see more and more and more of her throughout the season. The actor who plays Sousa, he is now Chief. I think he's also great as well. Total opposite from Jack Thompson, who's the chief of going to be the disbanded SSR. I think Sousa is a better agent, and it shows. I mean, he really works with his team. He lets Peggy go out and do what she has to do. He's great. I mean, I really like him a lot. And this episode was filled with so much stuff, guys. I mean, I don't even think I can even just touch on not only this episode, but I mean, both episodes were just tons of stuff. The scenes with who was it? The doctor? I think it was Jason Wilkes. Was it Dr. Wilkes? I think it was. That whole thing, I was worried because I was like, these two are getting together, which I had no problem with whatsoever. But the chemistry was kind of off a little bit, and it was kind of weird because I was like, these two are getting together. They're getting close. They're dancing. They're whatever. And for the time, I mean, that would have been like a really bad scenario. And I like that I was like, what is happening? I mean, you think somebody would like do something to say, this white chick and this black dude that are together. I mean, nothing was happening. I was just like, what's happening? I mean, especially for the time, I was like, what's happening? You think I was expecting some more hostility with a lot of the people there, but it didn't seem like it was happening. Um, and then they go into that bakery or whatever, and then the guy finally makes some racial stuff, and I was like, okay, there it is. So, and I would love the fact that Agent Carter just wanted to just like bust his face in. Um, so that was cool. I mean, I really like that. So I was like, okay, at least they touched on the racial, you know, crap, that they had to do to make it feel more a little authentic. Because it just seemed like they were glossing over that a little bit. Like, okay, come on, that's not. Unfortunately, that would have happened in the 40s. It would have been a pretty bad scenario. I mean, no matter how prestigious of a scientist he, was. So I'm glad they touched on that. And I really, again, this whole, like I said, well, the chemistry I thought was a little off. So, and then she's like, I only knew him for a couple of days, and she's like all broken up. I'm like, well, I think they overdid it a little bit on that, maybe. I mean, she only knew him for a couple of days, but um, I still thought their chemistry was a little off. But we'll see where that goes from there. More as they go on. If he comes back, or who knows what might happen with that. I mean, who knows where they got sucked into? I mean, who knows? Um, who was okay? Whitney Frost. That was Chadwick's Calvin Chadwick's wife, Whitney Frost. Now, at the end, she wants that dark matter stuff, whatever. I mean, whatever you call it. I know it's got a name. Um, the zero matter. That's what it is. The zero matter. She wants that. At the end, the explosion happens. I thought she got killed too, like sucked into it or whatever. But she's got that crack or whatever on her head now, and it's got like she absorbed some of that element. Now, from what I understand, she becomes, if I can look it up really fast, she becomes Madame Masque in the comics. So, and she's got like this gold mask. So it seems like that's where they're going to head with the villain of Agent Carter is going to be this Madame Masque, maybe. Maybe her face will eventually decay and turn into whatever it's going to turn into. So it should be fascinating where they go with that. They're touching on a lot of stuff. You got the zero matter, you got Madame Masque, you have now, from what I understand, they're also going to tie in elements of Doctor Strange into this season, or something to that effect. So maybe the zero matter comes into that because that seems like a Doctor Strange kind of thing. So it will be interesting to see where they go with that. So many elements in this. I mean, we got the creation of Shield, we got the creation of Hydra, with the council. What's going to happen with this Madame Masque character. So we have this zero matter, and Doctor Strange. A lot of stuff happening, and a lot of stuff that they're touching on here. Again, real quick, the whole Sousa, Agent Carter, and the new girlfriend. I forget what her name was. Violet. The girlfriend Violet. We find out Sousa moved on and found this new girlfriend. Now, at the end, at the end of season 1, he was interested in Agent Carter. She didn't really, respond very well. But we see at the beginning here, I mean, she did have feelings. She did come out there. She did, want to see him and all this. And I was like, well, what's the problem? I mean, why would he move on like that to somebody else now? It just doesn't make any sense. And then I have to backpedal a little bit and realize This is supposed to be like 1940 something to 1950 or something. So there was no internet. There was no internet. There was no Skype. There was no email. There was, you know, there was hardly nothing. There was radio, there was telephones, and there was mail, like regular U.S. mail. So during that time period, a relationship that would move from East Coast to somebody move to the West Coast is basically it. Because I mean, it's basically a lifetime away. Because he even said the 3 hour difference, something about the 3 hour difference was like a lifetime or something. So it makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I was like, yeah, you got a point there. That whole time period would have been tough. So I was like, okay, I'll forgive that for now because it makes sense. I mean, that whole time period was just, there was no way to communicate really, unlike today where there's everything. So, um, but it should be interesting where they go with this Violet character. I don't know if I 100% trust her. I know the actress is playing her is Sarah Bolger. I mean, she's been around in other shows and stuff I've seen. And I think she's quite good as an actress. I don't know if they would just give her just a role, just like you're a nurse and you're a girlfriend, and that's it, and you make cookies. We know that the Dottie Underwood character was similar to that, basically like Stepford wife type looking type of deal going on. Now, even though the Violet character is a nurse and everything, but there might be something else maybe going on there. I could be totally wrong. I'm probably totally wrong, but she could be like some type of a spy for like Shield or something. I mean, who knows? I mean, Dottie Underwood was also like this high, kick-ass assassin. So something else might be going on there. We don't know. We'll find out later on down the line. But I really like the fact that her and Agent Carter didn't fight. They just kind of got along, and Agent Carter accepted it. It was just like, okay, and she told Sousa, "I'm happy for you." So even though they really do care for each other because you see at the end when Sousa thought that Carter was in trouble, he was like beating everything in his office with his cane and all that. So he actually really does care for her very much. And it should be interesting, where we go with that. I mean, I have no idea where they're going to go with it. So, but I can't wait to watch it unfold. So with everyone else. So. But yeah, guys, there was so much happening. I know there was a lot of stuff I'm leaving out, but the time this video is going on and on and on. I mean, I could talk forever for about these two episodes, but um, I really enjoyed both episodes. I thought it was a great season opener. It should be fantastic to see where we go from here on out. I think this show's great. I really do. And I really enjoyed both episodes. So if there's anything I might have missed, please write in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I really would appreciate it. But yeah, if there's anything else I might have missed, please write in the comments below. But that will do it for me for this video, guys. I will see you guys next week for another Agent Carter review and recap. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.